and I just wanted to do a video talking about went really well. In total, first grocery haul, I spent $248.26. This last grocery haul, which was on the 23rd, I spent $186.52 with a total of $434.82. My normal grocery budget is $800 to $900 a month. My goal for the whole month was to be under 50%. My initial goal was hopefully $300 a month, but after the first grocery haul, that was really unrealistic. So I edited my goal to 400 to 450. So I'm under that. So I was hopefully under 400. Didn't quite make 400. 434.82 was pretty darn good. Also, with my savings, so my savings was $450 plus $15 here, so $465. I saved $465 for January. That is a huge chunk of change. My goal for that money was to buy a meat order from my freezer. I bought the meat order, got 50 pounds of meat for $337.50. And that's 50 pounds of just meat, so it wasn't the hanging weight. So I had to make room in my freezer. You'll see a video of what I actually got for $337 Canadian. So in total, 465 minus 337 is $128 savings on top of it. So not only did I save money and use what I had, I also got a meat order and I have $128 extra in savings. So I think low spend January was a win. And it was a 5-week month. So that's even harder to do. February, I am going to continue to do a low spend month. My birthday is in February and Valentine's Day is in February. So those two I tend to have separate grocery budgets for. I am hopefully going to just try and use my normal grocery budget for those and still do it under $450 for the whole month. Hopefully this month for February, I might be able to go under 400. But there's birthday and there's Valentine's Day, which we have already in our budget scheduled separate monies for. But if I don't have to access those monies and still just use the monies, then I will have another $450 savings plus the grocery budget allotted for those two meals, which is those two special events, which is usually I think my husband schedules about $100 to $150 for each. And that's when I buy like filet mignon or shrimp and stuff like more expensive foods. But with my meat order, I cut filet mignon in there. So do I have to go buy more? No, I don't have to. So I think I can definitely do it with my low spend month budget. Those meals on a budget was still using up what we have in the fridge and freezer and the pantry. Now, do I recommend doing low spend? Yes, especially if you have a full pantry, freezer, to just organize and at least just do an inventory of what you actually have. That's been my hardest task. If I wanted to, what's been the hardest part of it is the inventory and to keeping that inventory up to date. It's been my hardest task all the time, anyways, throughout the year. And the hardest one is to do the inventory of the freezers. Since I have a big, huge chest freezer in my garage, and it's minus 20 in my garage, it is really, really cold and really hard to do. I did not do an inventory of that freezer because it's too freaking cold to spend time in the garage taking things out and marking them down. So I've just been accessing what's been on top, and I knew where certain things dug down. So I haven't been maximizing the benefit of the low spend month by truly using the stuff in my freezer. But I have been maximizing my other two freezers of the stuff that's been there. The downfall with the way that I cook and that is I tend to cook more than my family will eat, which is great for leftovers. But sometimes my family doesn't want the leftovers that day. So sometimes I'm taking stuff out of the freezer, making a meal, feeding my family, and then packaging up those leftovers and putting them back in the same space that was in the freezer. So I kind of think of it as rotating the stuff in the freezer with newer stuff or with meals and stuff like that. In a goal for me personally is to clear out enough stuff, hopefully by the end of February, that my freezer in my kitchen, that's in my fridge, will only hold freezer meals. So it won't hold bits and baubles and meats and stuff, ingredients. I want it to all only hold already prepared freezer meals. So I don't have to go and try and make room in the big freezer in the garage or make room in the freezer downstairs. I want it in my kitchen freezer. So that means I need to make room in my other freezers for the stuff that's currently in that freezer to go in or use up that stuff that's in that freezer, which right now there's a lot of smoothie stuff in there and some meat, some there's a couple of freezer meals and vegetables, like frozen vegetable, like things that are already opened in there. Um, so I don't see that as being hard to do per se. The hardest part is not refilling it. Using the stuff up is not an issue. It's the refilling of it. So that is my goal for February is to tackle that freezer. And I will bring you with me, and hopefully you will see. I'll show you my freezer, and I will at the beginning of February, and you will see what's there, and then you can hopefully see how that freezer will be diminished throughout the month. And hopefully by the end, whatever is left in there, I can take out and put in another freezer, that there'll be enough room elsewhere. February is also another cold month, so there'll be a lot of soups and stews type thing. My family's not, so Abby and I are big on soup. My family's not really big on stews, but if I keep them to kind of meat potato type stews and then I hide those vegetables in the sauce, it's usually not too bad. And I have two dishes that my family likes or will eat. Maybe it's not their favorite, but it's ways to use up some of the meats that I do have. And they're kind of more meat potato gravy type of a stew. But I chop up vegetables and I hide them in the sauce, in the gravy. It's the only way I can kind of get my family to eat some things. But I'm planning on doing some more soups and freezing individual meals so that I'm not cooking every day to try and feed myself or feed Abby lunch. Um, and we can have some kind of go-to takeout meals because sometimes we just don't feel like cooking. Um, so that's my goal in February is to kind of make freezer meal lunches for my family that they can grab and go. My husband can grab and go. My daughters can grab and go, and I can grab and go, even though I'm not necessarily always going. I'm here. I just don't feel like cooking a big batch of something. Um, Also in February. So February is my birthday. February is Valentine's Day, and it's a shorter month, so there's only 4 weeks, which is good. We do have already in February 3 appointments, which we are going to have probably another 3 more added to that. So it's going to be a busy month of going to Chio. And as you saw from yesterday's video, it's very emotionally draining going to Chio, especially if we're there all day. Like we were there 6 hours yesterday. Well, yeah, we were there 5 hours, and we didn't get home till 5 o'clock at night. So we were there from 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:20, till 3 o'clock, and then got home at 5. So it was about 3:30 actually, and it took us an hour and a half to bus home because we didn't have a ride. So at the end of the day, it's very just exhausting and draining. And hubby ordered food, which we don't usually do. But he was like, by the time you get home, it'll take at least half an hour to an hour of me cooking up stuff. So he had stuff ready, ordered, so that when I got home, I literally took off my jacket and food was delivered. And then people went to bed early. We all went to bed by 7:30, because it was just a very tiring day. So we don't tend to do that often. We used to do that a lot more often because it was easier to just order, like it just like. But now that I have a menu plan for the week, I usually fairly stick to it. The meals come sometimes move from day to day. I am less likely to um, order out unless it's on the weekend for our scheduled going out for dinner or ordering out or going to the movies type of deal. Because honestly, I can make more elaborate meals with the ingredients I have on hand that taste as good as takeout or sometimes better than takeout for much less. And as I see how much money we waste on takeout or ordering out, I'd rather save that money and use it on a vacation or something like that, or put towards, you know, bills, or put towards renovations, or put towards building shelving that I need for other things, or other type of go to IKEA, you know, type thing. I can find better uses of that money than one meal or two meals, because there's when we order out, we usually order a lot so that we have supper that day and then supper another day or a lunch another day. Because we don't like making decisions. We have like to have a wide variety of things. So, but not that we're saying we're not going to order out or that. We've just been doing it less because we used to do it. Excuse me. We used to do it twice a week. I was scheduled twice. Now it's once a week, maybe. It ends up being about 3 times a month. So this month it was, I think, 3 times. So that is that. Also in February on the 15th, I'm going out to my neighbors for supper one day, so I have to make something to bring over there. But that doesn't mean I have to remember when I do that menu planning. Excuse me. Need to finish my coffee. But yeah, that is my plan for February. Double batch cooking, continue trying to cook ahead, cook once, feed multiple times, like cook up a bunch of ground meat and make 2 or 3 different meals, cook up a bunch of whatever meats I have, make a couple of other meals, that type of stuff. Because really, honestly, those have made my week. When supper is already almost done, it takes no brain power on those busy days that you're just like you're in a mental fog to just pop it in the oven, add some more, or maybe make a side salad. That's why I love freezer meals and even fridge meals. Like, so if I cooked on Monday, I could keep the stuff in the fridge so I don't have to freeze it for a meal on Wednesday. And that's what has really been helpful in my life. And hopefully, I can help inspire you guys to continue to do the same, as everybody is um, going to save money by spending less, and then using that amount of savings. You could put that right onto debt. You could put that onto whatever bills you have. You could put that straight into savings. And it will definitely help and at least put a jump start on paying off debt or whatever. Like we did. In all, saved money on groceries, bought meat from a cow, as well as still had $150 savings, over 100, $50 savings. I think it was 128, sorry. But still, savings, money that I would have otherwise spent on groceries. And where would I have put it? I've been trying to use up stuff. And if you want to do it with me. Okay, well, you have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. It's January 31st, end of a month. Tomorrow's a new month, a new day, and it's the weekend. So, TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. Bye, friends.